Good afternoon, all. I did promise that I'm going to do this video. The most important thing is for us to know where exactly price is, what price is doing. And if you want to trade, it's better for us to trade with all the confidence that we have, not that we are second guessing the market. What the big boys will do, they will do. What the institution will do, what the price will do, the price will do it. But the limitations that we have is the way we are handling our own drawings, on the chart, where you put your trend lines, trend supports and resistance, which is the horizontal support and resistance, and your channels and all of that. It's more, there's more to your channels, there's more to it, when you're following support and resistance and your channels, you are really limited. And that is one thing we must understand. And we don't want to be limited, in these markets. So when we understand what exactly the price is doing, we will not be limited in our approach. So we need also to look for, good points of entry. We'll find good point of entry so that will be an advantage. We don't want to pick trades in the middle. And oftentimes we try to pick trades in the middle. When you are picking trades in the middle, do you know where exactly that trade is going or where exactly, it's heading? For a short while, a trade might just go against what you perceive is the direction, for like 2-3 weeks or even 4 months. 2 months. It doesn't really mean that that is the direction that the trade is going to go. So, and you should pay attention to what I'm about showing you today so that you will know how we trade. And another challenge we have also is the structure itself. We talk about Elliott wave, we talk about corrective waves, and these things can be very, very challenging when you don't know them. It's easy to read them on the papers and say, oh, wave 1, 3, and 4 are impulsive, and 2 and 4, 1, 3, and 5 are impulsive, and 2 and 4 are corrective. It's easy for anybody to say that, and you can easily say that. And after the structure had formed, it's easy for you to spot it, even if you can spot it. But when the structure is ongoing and is forming, that is where the challenge is. And what kills us is our impatience, because we begin to count the structure as such that, okay, I think we have completed with 3, when with 3 is not completed. So, oh, we have completed this wave when it's not completed. Then again, when you think it's not completed, perhaps it's completed. So knowledge is key. There's one thing I'm going to say to us, for us to really understand how this thing works. In front of me is the Euro-USD monthly chart. And whatever you see on the monthly, it's like you get to have a holistic look at the structure at the market and the way it's forming and how you can probably approach, the market. Whatever the market is doing, structure will win over anything. Structure will win over anything. Where you need some other form of information or pointers or indicators and all of that, it's when really you don't really understand what the structure is saying. Structure, at the end of the day, by the time you get it, you will know this is what the structure is saying, as opposed to what the structure is not saying. And when you understand that, you can now take the maximum, opportunity to explore and to take advantage of the market. And this advantage that we're talking about, it's not all the time, it's not every day that you go to take something in the market, you have to know at what point of the structure that you are, if you want to go counter the direction or you want to go in the line of direction of the trade. So when everything seems to you like with 3 or with 4, and it's not really that, that is where the problem is. So we must know how to deploy our strategy. We must know how to also give ourselves checks, and I'll be showing that to us. Now, one thing I want you to understand is this. We have said that with 1, with 3, and with 4 or 5 are impulsive, where with 4 and 2 are corrective. We understand that clearly. Now, we also say that wave 3 is what? Wave 3 is the longest. We have said that. And we have said that wave 1 and wave 5, they can be equal, or wave 5 a little longer. Wave 5 can also be a little shorter. But by the time we understand structure, we will see this thing more clearly, and we will know that, oh, it's not as if the market and the structure is playing on us. We are only limited to miscount or count in a wrong way to see that, oh, maybe it is not like that. In actual sense, it is like that. Now, within wave 1, which is, we can take it to be equal to wave 5 in terms of length, but structure-wise, they are different. Within that wave 1, in the bigger degree, we have that wave 1 divided into 5 structure as well, which means that that wave 1 that is divided into 5 structures, we will see it as it has wave 1 in it, it has wave 2 and 4 in it, it also has wave 3 in it, and also have wave 5 in it to complete that wave 1 in the bigger direction. That is how to look at it. So which now means that if that is the way it is, now, by the time you now pick that wave 1 that is subdivided into further 5, so you now see that the subdivision of 5 of it, you take 1 of it is also subdivided into 5. You take 3 of it is also subdivided into 5. You take 5 of it is also divided into 5 before you can now have a O wave 1. So you can now see that that wave, you can take a wave, which is wave 1 in the bigger direction, and chop it down into 3 generations. Yes, let me use that word. 3 generations into 3rd generations. Let me use that word, if I may use it. Which now means that if you take your wave 1, which is in a bigger direction, in the bigger dimension, you take it and say, okay, this wave 1 in the bigger time frame, and mostly we are talking about the monthly and the weekly time frame. That gives you the bigger time frame. So it's subdivided into 5. Now, when you take that wave 1 of 1, you divide that wave 1 of 1 also into, which is the 2nd degree now. You divide it into 5. That wave 1 of 1, you divide it into 5. So when you divide it into 5, that will now be giving you a subdivision into the daily or perhaps the 4-hourly. Now, when you divide that, just a subdivision of 1 into 5, that subdivision of 1 into 5 in that 2nd degree, take wave 1 of that 2nd degree also, you can also divide it into 5. And when you now divide that into 5, you are talking of seeing that structure in what? In the 1 hour time frame, or 30 minutes or 15 minutes time frame. That is the way actually wave is. Not until you begin to see that way, you will not understand it. I hope that you do understand what I'm trying to talk about. So wave 1 in the bigger degree, which is the wave 1 in the larger degree, you take it, you divide that wave 1, which is 1 to 5. In that larger degree, take wave 1 of it. So in the second degree, that wave 1 also is divided into 5. Now, which also now means that that wave 1 that is divided into 5 in the second degree, take wave 1 also in the second degree that is divided into 5, take wave 1. That wave 1 also will be divided into 5 in the minor degree, which is the last, or the micro degree, if I may use that word. Micro degree. And so in the same way, that is the way you are going to divide all the wave 1. So you look at one of that big one in all those 3 degrees. You take the 2, which is wave 2 of wave 1, in all those 3 degrees. You take the wave 3 of wave 1 also in all those degrees. You take the wave 5 of before also in all those degrees, likewise wave 5 in that degree. Not until you have that at the back of your mind, you will not understand it. You will count wrongly. And I will be showing us and how to actually use the bigger time frame to align your head and align your thought or vision to see how to actually deploy and count the wave. Now, without much ado, I've talked about the correction, the corrective wave pattern, and this one had gone. I showed that if you can refer to planning exit and entry, that for some of the videos that I did, maybe in the last 4 weeks or 8 weeks. You need to watch all these videos because it's a build-up. So this is the end of a trend. This is a new trend that ended here. And after this new trend ended here, we had corrections. This is like a wave 1, the correction like A, B, and C. Then after this, we also have another correction, which is this one, a movement like this. Then we have A, we have a B, and we have a C. And after that, we have this movement down here. Then we have a correction also that it is like a B, and C. And we have this, sorry. Okay, we got here. We moved against the trend like this. We moved against this trend. That's like an A, then we move like A, B, and C before this move. So we are within correction. And I have told us that this is correction now. We said this is correction. So this is where we have. So, and we see this like after this move. After this move here, let me try to enlarge so that you understand me again. Now, this is monthly time frame. So after this move here, which is this move and this correction and all of that. So we can say this is the first move and this is A, B, and C. So this trend ended here, though it's correction ended here. So we have the first move, which is the first wave, which is after the first wave, we are going to have the first correction, which is A, B, and a C. And after the C, we had this move. And after this move, what are we seeing again? The correction of this entire move from the bottom here to the top here. That is what we are seeing. That is what we are looking at. That is what we are looking at. So the entire move, which is predominantly green, which is bullish, that entire move, which is predominantly bullish, then we now have a correction of it, which is this one down here, which is A, and this is B of it, and this is a C. So we are on a C leg, which we are going to complete on a C leg. Now, let me expand on where we are currently, which is this wave. We have said that this is what wave This is the move, the impulsive move. And this is a correction, which is A, and this is B, and this is C. Let me expand. And I've told us that as far as I'm concerned, this is a familiar terrain to us, and it's so clear to us that it's a familiar terrain. And what I said was that, because I won't be wasting too much time here, these waves started here. So we are actually limiting ourselves to the correction, nothing else but the correction. That's what we're limiting ourselves to. This is the move from here, from down here to this point. So we are limiting ourselves to the correction. So pay attention, please. Now we now say that this is A, which is the first leg of correction against this move, which is this is A. So we said that this is where A terminates. That's the first correction, which is ABC correction. Then the next correction, we said, which is B. We told ourselves that it's actually here. Which is here. Now, where that is exactly at this level. Exactly at this level. So that's the level. Because that starts a new wave, let me use another color for it. Now that starts a new wave. So the wave A starts from here to this point. And I'm trying to enlarge it. So this starts a new wave here, down here. So a correction to this, and this is A, which ended here, and this is B. And so origin of B, the end of B is actually here. So that's how to actually first look at it. And now we are doing C, where C is likely to going to terminate. Where C is going to terminate. So before we go up. So where C is going to terminate before we go up. Now to get C, it's easy for us to get C. And a move from here to this place, a move from here down here, and a retracement of B, we said is at 90, which makes this move, the third move is going to, which makes the whole structure a regular flat. So, and if it's going to be a regular flat, we told ourselves that if it's going to be a regular flat, it can end either at what? At 61.8 or at 100 or at 123.6. So if we are going to get that, we are now using blue for the new wave. We'll take our extension 2. We start from the origin of A. We take it to the end of A, because it's an extension of B, A and B, that we want to get C. Then we now come to the origin of B to get to where C is going to be. Now, so with this, we are using blue. So the first one, where we expect this to terminate, is 61.8. Now I've changed that. So 61.8 is, this is 50, and this is 61.8 in terms of extension. So price didn't stall there. That's 61.8. The next place we are going to is 100. Now we take it down to 100 and see where 100 is. This is 100. Now we are telling ourselves that you know, price is almost at 100, and that is where we want to engage. And see, it is not because, oh, this 100 is like a cluster of support. If that is it, price should have respected this one. I told you in one of my videos, I said, I don't respect price to respect this place. Price will respect structure. Price will respect structure. So this is a support. Price will not respect it. And this other support now. Price is here as a support and is here also as a support. Price will not respect these ones as support. Price will respect the structure that is ongoing. Now, so if I look at these, what I would say, this is what I'm saying now. I'm saying that this is 61 and I know this is 100. Now the next place price is going to be, which is the last place, to make sure that we have finished that structure, is 123, which is here. That is the place which is here. I hope you are seeing that. Now with that, what I tell myself is that I don't expect price to go beyond here at any given point in time. I don't expect price to shoot beyond 127 at least, which is here, which is narrow. So when you see, you can understand that price, you know, you can just go below the red line if price is going to do that. But now, we set the price, I'm done with this. Out of 3 possibilities, 1 possibility is out. We're on the 2nd possibility, and this is the 3rd possibility. If you ask me, I can tell you for free that I expect reaction at this level. I expect reaction at that level. Let me just do something, please. Just don't worry. I'm just trying to do something. Now, so still the same thing. So this is where, okay, the other one is taken down. Let me see if I can just, just bear with me. My, just bear with me. Good. Just bear with me. Now, my own sentiment here is that quite a whole number of people are saying that we are going to have a reversal at 100 because they know that there's going to be a reaction here. Of course, I expect a reaction here. If you see, there was a reaction at 61, but it was just like a correction. I would also expect reaction here. Now, is this wave 5? I personally don't think that this is wave 5. I don't think so. I think we are going to have wave 4 here. That is what I think. So don't expect, I may be wrong, but either ways, we are going to have a buy for now from that level. That buy for now, is it going to be a change of trend to the upside, or is it going to be a buy to complete with 4? I think it's a buy that is going to complete with 4 on the bigger time frame. That is what I think. That is what I think. And after that, with 4, then we're going to have with 5 that will now stall at this level before we now change direction. That is what I think. But having said that, why do I think that way? Because I've not counted the internal structure. I'm looking at the way this thing is, it's clear to me on the monthly time frame. Now, if you look at this monthly time frame, this is wave 1 from this point. 1, 2, 3. It took 3 months to finish wave 1. 3 whole months. And it took 2 months to finish wave 2. 1, 2. Now, if wave 2 took 2 months, I will expect wave 4 to take at least, if it's not taking a month and a half, maybe it will take 4 months, which is most unlikely, given the scenario of what is happening for now. But at least we should expect that wave 4 should at least run for like a month. Seeing this structure here, wave 1 ran for 3 months, wave 2 ran for 2 months. But looking at this wave 2 here, I didn't see anything to convince me that we've had wave 4. I didn't see anything to convince me that we've had wave 4. Just follow me. In the bigger time frame, we can see clearly a buy of wave 2. All that we are seeing in the middle here, they are nothing but the internal structure of wave 3 to me. And this is the way it's going to look like. So looking at the bigger time frame, we should see wave 1 clearly. We should see wave 2 clearly. We should see wave 3 clearly, which I can see. I can't see wave 4 clearly. And we should see wave 5 clearly. Now, with that said, I'm going to be doing something for the internal structure of wave 3, because this is blue represent wave 5, C wave itself. And so wave 1, so we want to see the internal structure of 3. Let me use black. I want you to pay a good attention, a very good attention to what I'm doing today. Because with this, now wave 1 ended here, and wave 2 of 3. This is where wave 2 ended. Wave 2 ended here in the bigger degree. Wave 2 ended there. And I said from here, wave 1 and retracement of wave 2, we said is 85.6, which agrees with FIB agreement. So now the internal structure of wave 3 is what we're going to be looking at now. For us to see the internal structure of wave 3, then we are going to shift this to weekly. That's the only way you can see it. The whole of this movement is to wave 3, and I believe that we're going to end wave 3. So wave 3 is about ending, and we're going to have a buy to wave 4. And if it's going to do more than wave 4, and if it's like, okay, we are done with the old wave 5, then I will tell you what to expect. And that is the way we should engage this thing. Don't let us just assume. But from the structure, from what I'm looking at, I don't think we've done with 4 in the bigger time frame. So let me now switch back to weekly. My trading view has been misbehaving lately, so just pardon me. Pardon me. been misbehaving. Maybe because they don't want us to profit. That is why they are doing that. I don't know for them. So now you can see that that 100 mark price is just about 72 pips away from it. 72 pips away from it. So let's look at this point again. So this is the highest point here of the internal structure of 3. And looking at this, actually, this is where 1 ended. That's where wave 1 ended. And we now have wave 2 here. That's where we have wave 2 here. Now, in the internal structure of that, of wave, okay, let me do something. So that, let me just do something. To pick the origin of, yes, I'll use that to pick the origin of 3. So I'll be using this just to demarcate where a particular wave terminates, the black. So the black here shows where wave 1 terminates. And like I told you, this wave 1 in the bigger degree, you begin to slice it down, you know, to what it's going to look like. This is what went on for like 3 months that I showed you. And the internal structure, it will still behave like the entire run of Elliott now. So we'll tell ourselves that looking at this one, if this is wave 1 that ended here, and this is wave 2, we expect that wave 3 will terminate at some levels. Number 1, the least wave 3 can be in terms of fifth extension or ratio, the least it can be, it's either 161.8 or 200, or if it's not 200, 261 or 323. That is what we should expect of it. Now, if that is what we should expect of it, to know if this one is going to be that way, if we have ended with 3 or not, so it's an extension. So we start from where wave 1 is, which is here. That's B wave. Wave 1 started from here. Wave 1 ended on the black. And wave 2 ended here. Now, we want to know where we expect wave 3 to terminate. Let me use this since I'm using it for the internal structure of 3. This is 161.8. You can see that is 161.8, and that wave had not ended there. This is 200. That has not ended there. And here is 261, which may give an end to wave 3. That's 261, which may give an end to wave 3 before we hit these 100 of ABC. And this is where it is. So between here and here, if you're going to now see the internal structure of 3 very well, that is when we'll now know. Just pay attention to me, please. Is it that we have finished 3 and we are doing 5? That's what I'm questioning. Which I told us from the higher time frame, it doesn't look like that. It looks more to me that we are still on wave 3. That's a B wave, and our A wave terminates here, and price had gone beyond that A wave, which I expected. So looking at the internal structure of this, since I told us I don't agree that we are finished with 4 in bigger time frame. So for me, picking with 3, if this is 1, and this is where wave 2 ended, which is in the reverse direction, and we are on wave 3, if wave 3, 1 ended here, it's because they're going to divide 3 also into 5. So because it's the longest, you can see the internal structure of wave 3, which is the big 3 on the weekly. All other ones, before you can see their internal structure, both 1 and 5, you are going to deploy towards 4 hourly and 4 hourly before you see their internal structure. It's only with 3 that you will see the internal structure on the weekly. So these are tips that would help us if you are going to count, apart from the fib relationship that we expect. So this is wave 1, and this is wave 2, and this is internal structure of 3 that we can see. You can't see the internal structure of wave 2 and wave 1 very well, though I can still see like this. But when you now go to the daily time frame, then you now begin to see more clearly. And that is not my assignment today. My assignment is where we have. So this is wave 3 and 3-1. Now this 3-1 also is divided into 3 and into 5, and you can begin to break it down. And so if If 3-1 ends here, so we are telling ourselves that 3-2 ended here at that level. That's where the 3-2 ended. So wave 3-1 ended here, wave 3-2 will end here, and this is the last place the wave 3-2 actually, because when you do your correction, this is the correction, the internal corrections that took it down a bit to reach this place. And that is at times when you understand what correction you are dealing with, you will know if the price is still going to walk up here or it's going to terminate before the place. So you don't just choose anything. You have to see the wave first before you know where to throw your leg. Now, so wave 2, 3 of 1 ended here, 2 of 1, that's the highest point. And before we see that this is the last leg, which is the C of that 2. And from here, we now begin to see wave 3-3. Because in wave 3-3 also will be divided into 5. That's just the thing. Because this is wave 3-1 and 3-2. Wave 3-3 will be divided into 5 before you do wave 4. And that's the truth. So in between here, you can say wave 3-1 may have ended here, because when you now break it down to the week to the daily, you will see the internal structure of wave 3 of 3. So in the wave 3 of 3, it also will have 1, 2, 3 to 5, and which usually is the longest of 3. So we said wave 3 is divided into 5 also. Wave 1 of the 3 is this one, and wave 2 of it is 3. But when you not take wave 3 of that 3 is also divided into 3, usually is the longest. Before you now do wave 4 of it, and before you now do wave 5 of it, which I believe we're on wave 5 of it currently. Now let me switch to the daily for us to see the internal structure of that 3. And that is the 3 of 3. 3 of 3. Let me switch to the daily. Now, so this is the daily time frame. This is the daily time frame. Okay. Let me don't worry about this. It's really, I don't know. Maybe I had to just update the browser. Maybe that's why it's misbehaving like that. So just bear with me. Just bear with me. So you still remember this point. This is the first blue. So this is the first blue where with 1 started, and this is the end of wave 1, and this is wave 2 here. And like I told us now, so this is the internal structure of wave 3-1, which ended just below wave 1 in the bigger time frame here. So which ended here, you can see it. And so when you look at this, this is where wave 3-1, 1 of 3 started from. This is 1 of it, this is 2 of it, and this is a 3 of it, this is a 4 of it, to finish with the 5 of it. The 5 of that with 3 of 1 ended here. You now have 2 of 3, which goes like A, B, and a C. Before we now begin to have the 3 of 3. The 3 of 3 is what we now having here now, which is divided also into 5. So the 3 of 3, you can see the first wave here, the second wave, which is here. Then before you now begin to have the third of it, which is the 1 of that 3 of 3. And you have the 4 of it and the 5 of it, and you now have a correction. So when you now have a correction of that 3, because we have done like 2 of it up here, you now see that we have a bigger 4 of it. Then before we now have a 5 of it, of that 3 of 3. After the bigger 5 of the 3 of 3, which is the third leg, we have done the first and the second and the third leg of that wave. And this happens to be the 5th leg of that 3, which we are seeing now on the daily. This is the 5th leg of that 3. And after the 5th leg of the 3, we have ended it here as wave 3. We have ended it here as wave 3 of that big 3. Wave 3 of that big 3, then we now do wave 4 of that big 3, and we're now doing wave 5 of that big 3. That is what I think we are doing. If I may come again for you to understand what I've just said. This is wave 1, which is the bigger time frame, wave 2, which is the major. Then from this point down to this point, we are doing wave 3. That is what I see. And this is the final leg of wave 3, which is what? Which is the final leg of wave 3, which is 5. Now, but that wave 3 in itself, because it's the longest, is divided into long 5 waves. That wave 3 in itself is divided into long 5 waves. So you are going to pick wave 1 of that 3, wave 2 of that 3, wave 3 of that 3, wave 4 of that 3, and wave 5 of that 3. That is what we are dealing with. So, and I said from here to here, ended with what? Wave 1 of that 3. And if you begin to break it down, you will see the internal structure of it, like I said, in the minor degrees, which is like in the last degree. So now this is wave 2 of that 3 now. Here is wave 2 of that 3. Now wave 3 of that 3 is from here down to this place. down to this place, which is wave 3 of that 3. Now, before we now do, we are still in wave 3. This is now wave 4 of that 3. And this is wave 5 of that 3, which ended here. So wave 4 of that 3, wave 5 of that 3, which ended here. And after wave 5 of that 3 in the middle, the 3 in the middle is what we're talking about now, not the old 3. The old 3 is big. The old 3 is big. The old 3 runs from here down to where we are going. But now that old 3 will break it down to 5 again. We said the first part of it, which is 1 of that 3, ended here, and this is 2 of that 3. Now the 3 in the middle self, which is 3 of that 3, is also subdivided into 5, which we can clearly see. That is what I'm talking about now. So, and we now said this is what 3 of it, because if this is 1 of the 3 and 2 of it, this is the 3 of it, and this is the 4 of it, before you now finish 5 of that 3, and you now finish 4 of the 3 in the bigger picture, before you now begin to now have 5 of that 3. So this is clearly 5. Now when you now pick wave 5 also is divided into 5. So from here down to this place is also divided into 5, just like the way this one, 3-1 to this point is divided into 5. 3-1 is divided into 5, and so this one also from here to here will be divided into 5, which will almost be equal to this one. So in terms of length, we are telling ourselves if this is where 3-1 comes from and ended on this yellow here, at least the last one shouldn't be less than that. So we are saying that it could be longer, which is something from here because this is where 3 of the 3 will be, and the 4 of the 3 will be. This is the 4 of the internal structure of the 3-3. But now, having finished the 3, which is the one in the middle, and this is the 4 of it, and this is the 5th of it that we are running, which is going to end. That is what we are saying. Now, as far as I'm concerned, let me quickly switch back again. I want to show us something. I'm switching back again. Just bear with me. You need to understand this. I can't take a whole lot of time in the internal structure of this thing, but I will still try to make you see. Good. Now, we said we expect reaction here, which is where 100 is. This is 61 of ABC structure. This is A, and this is B, and this is 61. This is 100 of it. This is where we expect a reaction to the upside. And if you're going to expect a reaction to the upside, since it's going to be now the big 4 wave that we want to finish, that we want to start, if we get a reaction here, what that tells me, if you get a reaction here, where do I expect that thing to terminate? It can only terminate because for you to get wave 4, you're going to start from wave what? Wave 2 and the end of wave 3. So, and when you're talking of wave 2, we are not going to pick wave 2 of this one, because if this is 1, this is 2, this is 1 here, this is 2 here, but in the inside of the 3, this is 1 of the 3, this is 2 of the 3. I'm not going to use this one to get 4. I'm going to use this major 2 to get to where the major 4 will end. So if the major 5 is going to 3 is going to end here for me to get 4. So I'm going to now do this. put it at, this is 2, which is the first. So 2 down to where we expect that 3.5 to end, which is here. So if it did end here, what I'm telling myself is that the major 4 should be ending somewhere here. I'm going to be using, what color should I use now? Oh, I'm going to be using, let me use purple. Let me use purple, yes. So it should be ending here. Or at most here. At most here. That is what I'm telling myself. So, and that is, that level is, I should expect that price should at least get to 11162. If we end the move from that place, we should end the move around 11162. And at most, it should not go beyond 13273, which is here, 13273. So if price should break above this level of 13273, then I will now know that then we have finished wave 5 of the major around this level. So I will now know that the trend really had changed. That is how to actually deal with Forex and the structure and all of that. So in as much as I'm telling myself I'm still within 3, with 3 structure, which is going to end in about 772 pips. So this is the area I want to exit, which is 11162. And I want to watch for price. If price is going to break above here, then I will tell myself, okay, price is still allowed to go, beyond and come close to 13273. So if this is breached by 4-hour candle, then I know that then we have changed the trend. And so this will not be 3.5 again. It will now be 505. It will now probably mean that, okay, what I'm seeing on the bigger structure, has changed, or that is truncated or anything. But I will still expect that between these 2 levels here, where I have my purple, you might be seeing a change in direction again, a sell to go down. You might be seeing a sell to go down one more. And when that sell come down, the beginning of that sell coming down, because I might expect three wave structure too. Once we hit this structure, we might see A going up. We might see A going up. We might see B coming down. And that C, which is the last leg, may go below A, but at least either A or C must touch this place. That's the meaning. Either A or C must touch this place. So B should go down, then the C may come up here or extend to this place. Once the C ended, then we'll be counting the internal structure of wave 5 that is going to now come down, which may likely overrun this level. Once it breaks this level here, which is where I expect wave 3 or 5 to end very soon. If it breaks this level, it means that we're going to do 123. And from 123, we're going to kiss a goodbye to this down wave, and we are going up for good. I hope we understand all that I've said. So what we are telling ourselves is that for now, if we, take the price back up from this level of, let's say, from the level of Euro USD, which is, I expect with 3.5 to completely end at 1.0400. Now, we are telling ourselves that with four major, we terminate between 1,1,1,6,2 to 1,13,273. That is where I'm going to pick, be watching closely. But now we are in a good place to buy. So, and if we buy, how many pips do we expect first? We should expect, if we buy from here, if we pick it right from here, we should expect about 700 pips, about 700 pips. So, which is big and huge enough, and it may be a bit more than that, but at least we should expect a 700 pips. And if you enter, from what I'm going to give you, at least about $65 on your 0.1 lot size, 0.01 lot size should come in. So we are expecting that reaction very soon. And once we have that, again, we are going to wait for B leg. So once we have the B leg coming down, the B leg will now tell us, you see, you don't trade, that's what I say, you don't trade the B wave. You don't trade the B wave because you don't know where it's going to get to, because when you're doing within correction, so let wave A finish itself, and by the time the B wave comes down, you will know if wave C is going to get to your TP or not, and you can plan exit at your C, because after your C wave, then it's going to come down. Now, in the middle of that structure, the wave A can run 3 waves, wave B can run probably another 3 waves, and wave C can run 5 waves if it's going to be a zigzag, or it's going to be another flat in the middle that they're going to do when they're going to do their correction. Wave 4 is going to do correction. It might be a zigzag, which is 5 waves up, 3 waves down, and 5 waves up, and that's the end of it. Or it might also do a flat, which is 3, 3, and 5. So we should expect that. So, but we need this reaction. We need this reaction now from here. And if 4-hour candle should close below here, then it means that something is wrong somewhere. Probably we're not going to see with 5 will be truncated or something. But if it should go beyond that, below that, then we are going to 123. That's the way we should deploy. The bigger structure will win over anything you are seeing in the middle. That is what I can tell you. The bigger structure, which is what I've showed us on the monthly, will win over anything that you are seeing in the middle. But for now, I expect a reaction here. Seeing the internal structure of wave 3, which I said, this is 61, and this is, this is like 200, and this is like 261. Having said that, let's now pay attention to the structure of 5. Let me quickly label this one for you to understand. Let me quickly label this one. We said this is 1 with 1, with 1. So that is with 1. And this is with 2. So, and we said this is with 3. So let me use 3, 5 that we are ending now. So this is 3, 5 that we expect to end here. We expect 3, 5 to end here. That is what we're telling ourselves. So if that is it, then we are telling ourselves that inside of that, we have a 3, 1, a 3, 1, which ended here. We have a 3, 2 for your own goods. We have a 3, 2, which ended here. we have a 3-3 which ended somewhere here. A 3-3 ended here. We have a 3-4 which ended here. So I'm going to now break it down to see the lower time frame. The lower time frame. The lower time frame, which is the daily. Now this is the daily again. This is 3-1, and this is 3-2, and we say that this is 3-3. This is 3-3, and this is 3-4 here. I've explained this one, that in the internal structure of 3-3, 3-3 started from this point after we had our 1, from here. So the internal structure of 3-3 actually started from here. And that was what I was explaining to you, that this is 4 of that internal structure of 3-3, this particular 3-3, we started from here. This is where the 5 of it ended, and this is the 4 of this one here. 4 of this one here ended here. Before we now have the 3 of 4 of the major and the 5th of the major that we want to end here. So we're going to pay attention to what is happening here now. Let's go to the lower time frame. It can be like that, and that is why people are not getting it. They're going to get and count wrongly. Very difficult to count. Very difficult to count. Very difficult to count. So this is where we have. And we said this is where 4 is. So this is where 4 is. So you can see this is the internal structure of the 5th wave now that we are doing. So this is the internal structure of the 5th wave that we are doing, which we must understand how it has gone. So I'm going to be showing us something to show us the internal structure of this 5th wave, so that I won't be wasting too much of my time counting, so that we know where we are going to be. Let me go to what I've done in the past. So this is the internal structure of that wave here that I've done. As I told us, this one should come right here. And I've told us this is from here, this is where the 5th wave has started, of the last leg of 5, the 5th wave. And that 5th wave, and I said 1, wave 1 ended here, wave 2 is like here, and wave 3 of that 5th wave is here, is wave 4 of that 5th wave. And inside the 5th wave is going to be another, the last leg of that 5th wave is also 5. In as much as this also is 5. So let me quickly switch to these 1 hour time frame for you to see what I'm talking about. It could be cumbersome. Cumbersome. It's not easy. Wave is not easy. So looking at this now, okay, looking at this now, the internal structure, looking at this now. My This thing is not really helping me. So it's not helping me. This is terrible. This thing is very terrible. I don't know. Why is it doing this to me? This is terrible. I'm sorry for keeping quiet for some time. I know I'm doing a recording on just getting some bit of distraction here, please. And I can't pause because I'm recording. This is not really coming up the way I expect it to come up, and it's really annoying. It's really annoying. I'm trying everything to make it work. So in a bit to show you the internal structure of this one, that's where I'm stopped now. So, you know, if you, I don't know, you're not able to see very well now. Trying to show you the internal structure of this one. So it's from here. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3, and this is 4. This one ends here. That's the 3 of 3, because 1 actually ends here. 1 of 5, because when you take the last wave, which is the 5 of the 3, which is this one down here, you take the 1 also, you divide it into 5, and that one will end here. You can see the internal structure of this on the 15 minutes time frame if you know the thing worked very well. And the 2 of it is up here, and you finish and you start the 3 of it, which is the 4 of this, and sorry, the inner 4 of these 3, and the 5 and the 4 of the bigger, and before you now start this particular wave there. So now in the internal structure of 5 from here, internal structure of 5 from here, and if you break it down on the lower time frame, it's going to agree with your fib analysis really. You won't see it much here on the 4 hour, not until you break it down to 30 minutes time, 30 minutes time frame will make you see the internal structure of this 5 more correctly. And unfortunately, the trading view is not really helping me. And you have the 1 of it, and this is the 2 of 5, and you know the structure in the middle here, and we soon be finishing. So this is the 3, because the 3 of it also will be the longest after the 1 here. So this is the 3. This is the 3 of that 5, and this is the 4 of it, which is ending. So we are going to end the last leg of this wave. We're going to end the last leg of this wave. So what I have done is that no matter what, we expect at least that this is where it should terminate, which is where we have with 3 is going to terminate here. So it is going to terminate there, and if this is the 3rd wave of that 5, and this is the 4th of it, we expect that we're going to have the final leg. And if you take wave 1 of it to measure equal to this, so it should be terminating around either this blue or this blue, just slightly below it. So I'm going to be giving entry around this area, and I don't expect that price will go more than between this black and this red. I've done all the analysis to show us that we are on the last leg of the 5 of 3 in the major degree. That is what I can see here. Sorry that this thing is now fumbling. In the same way, if I go to USD JPY, fortunately, now that I don't know USD JPY, I don't like how this thing is behaving. Now this is USD JPY. I want us to see something too in the USD JPY. I've done the analysis here too for us to see what we might likely see on the monthly time frame. On the monthly time frame, So on the monthly time frame, if we look at this structure we are dealing with on the monthly time frame. So we look at this structure that this wave came down, and what we are dealing with is the entire wave here, and from the analysis, if you go down and we said 123 is going to be here, it is going to be an extended wave. Wave 123 is going to be just slightly around this area, or max around this area. So we're going to terminate. So the price is almost there. Let me see if I have one that I have done the analysis of, so that I will just give time. Okay, I've done the analysis of this. I've done the analysis of this. So I've done the analysis of this to know where we are going. So price has done and I've done this. So we are almost there. I still believe that price is going to probably get to this level. So in between this level, 131,900 and 134,250, that is where price would return. I still don't believe that the price is done. I still don't believe that price is done. Going to see on the that's the monthly. On the weekly, so this is what we are seeing on the weekly. You can see the shape. When you see a shape like this, it means that price is burning out. When you see a shape like this, it means that price is burning out. It means that price is burning out. So that's what we are seeing now. Price is burning out on USD JPY. Price is burning out. Price is burning out. That is what we are seeing. Price is burning out. And that's the weekly. On the daily, so I was expecting that around 300 or 130, 500, which is around this area, we're going to see a reaction, which is, of course, we did see that is the point. But price, I had another one at around this level. So where exactly I had. So, but the reaction I'm seeing now is not that of the price wants to immediately reverse. So the price will still go a bit, looking at the shape of this daily candle here. So I think price will still go a bit up. Let me go to the daily candle proper. Okay, so this is it here. So looking at the shape of this candle, this one is like with the small bits down. So we're going to be having seeing corrections, and that is what we are seeing at the moment. So this is not a reversal yet. Looking at this candle, we're going to be seeing a correction, and that is what we are seeing now. So this is the correction that we are seeing. We are noticing this is the correction. So on the USD JPY, it's a correction for now for more upside. So that's the correction here now that we are seeing. So a correction, this is, so price is not, if it's going to go down, this is not the way it's going to go down on USD JPY. So we are seeing a correction to the downside, and this may mark the end of this movement to the downside, and we might be moving between here and beyond this place. We might be seeing a movement of, it is a correction, if this is A, if this is A, we might be seeing a movement of 123, 0.6 above this level and extension, but not beyond 161 because price is almost going out. So that is what we are waiting for now. So if anybody is in this, you can just put your trade at break even here, because I believe that this is not coming down yet. It's not coming down yet. Before you can confirm that this thing is going to come down, it's going to break through 125, below, for you can say yes. Now price is now, that's, yeah, 125. This is 125 here, and this is what it has done from the first correction here that we had there before more upside. So price will break through this to this level and break down there. So once price gets to this point, then you can confirm that there's a shift already. But we are still going to have a small correction for more upside movement on that. Now, if you look at CAD yen, what are we seeing? CAD yen to me, in terms of movement for this, so this is where we came from, and it has broken this structure here. So you can see this is the structure that was broken here at 99. So price broke 99 and got to this point down here. And this is an early sign that the price is coming down. So they will continue to do their own correction until USD JPY is ready. And now price got to 85 retracement, 85.6 retracement of this one, and we saw this move to the downside. And what do I expect? I just expect that this is just a small movement down. Price is still going to go up. Now let's see what price is going to be between here and here. In terms of retracement of this whole move, this is 61. The way price moves down here, if it does not break through this level, the way price moves down here will tell me to what extent price is going to move back up for us to plot an entry. So it's not yet time to say we want to enter. So let's see the way this price is going to move more. So this is the barrier of 61. So if it walks to 76 or 85 or 90, then we are going to see the way price is going to now bounce back up. This particular level is very important for us to know where we're going to trust our leg on CAD yen. So that is what I can see. And the same thing goes for Chief yen. We need to see this. These are early days of reversal on yen pairs. And so you must understand that it's only that USD JPY is in different levels. So the same thing when you see on Chief yen too. Chief yen didn't even get to 70, almost getting to 76 of this whole retracement. So usually when they are moving down, the movement down here might just be a wave 1. So we might be doing wave 2. But when they are correcting, these movements down here does not tell us where the leg is going to be. And that's why it's not going to agree with this or agree with this. You must understand that. These are early things that you have to see. Price had broken the structure here. Can you see? This is the structure here. Price had broken the structure here to tell us that early days of movement down, and this is wave 1, and most likely wave 1. We'll see if it's wave 1 or just a correction, but I don't think this is a correction. For me, this is a big move, And what is happening here, because it didn't actually show reaction at 61 or at exactly 76, tells me that we are taking this now as a correction. So where this leg is going to be, this is 61 of this entire run here, this blue. So if you go up from here or a bit down, we'll know where the last leg is going to be for us to sell. So all those other yen pairs are more or less similar. If you look at pounds yen too, it's also similar. Pounds yen is also similar. So you can see the movement is a big move. It's over 1,000, very close to 1,000 feet. If it's not more than 1,000, let me see. On the yen, on pounds yen, the movement is so massive. That is about 900 pips down, has broken this structure. Can you see the structure here? This is the structure we're referring to. It broke this structure down to tell us that this is an early stage of reversal. And price didn't even get to, this is 61, this is 76, this is 82 before we see this reaction. So let's see how this price, but I know that the price is going to move further. But let's see the way price is going to bounce. If it's going to bounce at 61 here or go a bit below, will not tell us to how far this price is going to go up. Then again, we should expect that if price does not even get to this point and keeps moving up, then we should be expecting a reaction around this level. Probably it's going to give us with 2 right immediately from here and not even break the top. The chief here might still break the top. We'll see how far the correction in the middle is. CAD yen also may do the same, but not much top breaking, unlike you're going to see with USD yen. So on NZD-JPY, yeah, on NZD-JPY, I'm doing this because my trading view is actually messing up now. So you can see that, in fact, NZD-JPY is not even able to climb at all up. It's almost as 85 of this entire move down here. So you can see the big move. But all these things are just to confuse you when you don't understand structure. You might think you want to sell from here. I still believe that they are correcting. So when you think they're going to break down and you want to sell from any point from here, or they try to move up and you want to sell from here, they're going to go up. That is what they will do. They are still going up. So they don't just reverse like that. They are still going to go up. But these are just internal corrections, and we are going to wait to see whether we're going to trust our leg to sell. This also might not break the top before they sell. They might not break the top before they sell. So we might see what is in the middle as what is giving us like a wave 1. So if in Euro USD, we had 3 months to finish wave 1. So do you think it's going to be within 2 weeks? I don't think so. A big wave 1 is actually very big. It's actually very big. Big wave 1 is actually big. But so we'll see. We'll see how we continue to work on the structure to know where we're going to trust our leg. The last one I gave us was Eurocad. If you had entered, because I've been patiently counting the wave structure on Eurocad. So this is an ending diagonal. So it's like wave 5 has ended here, and I gave you this point to enter. I have 1.1 entry here and my second entry here. So after this move, this is where I gave you, I saw this, like this is the first reaction I was expecting, and I said, okay, price will still come back there. And immediately, if you had taken it, it would have drawn you in here before this big move. So this move signal that the price is breaking above. They are going to break this structure above. It is the last 5th wave of it, which had been waiting, counting to see where it's going to end. This is the 3rd, and this is the 4th, and the last of the 5th wave. So it's really something to count and get all this wave. It's not really easy counting them. It's not really easy counting them, and that is one thing you are going to get used to. I don't know if I've helped you today, but now you may have missed completely entry on Eurocad if you didn't enter it. You may have missed that entry if you didn't enter it. So you can see the ending diagonal of it. This is like the 5th wave. That's the 5th wave, and the way it ended. So I've been see 1, 2, 3. That's 4 weeks, and for almost like 2 months, we've been on this, ending diagonal wave, and which kept sliding down. And you have to keep counting the structure, keep counting the structure from here, and internal structure until we got this reaction. So that is all I have to say for now. Please go over this video, and anything that you don't understand, then drop a note. And I'm still going to give us where exactly I'll be changing that a bit, where we're going to trust our leg on Euro USD, just probably like 10 points below. If I gave you 4,600, I might be giving you 4,500, so that you don't have too much of negativity, and you'll be expecting like at least about 650 to 700 pips. And if it's going to break structure above, then we now know that, okay, it is not with all correction that we are doing that, okay, we are we have changed the trend, but I don't think that we have changed the trend yet. Thank you. God bless you. I don't want to believe that